Good morning, everyone. Thursday, the 5th of November. I spoke yesterday about by all accounts, the impending storm that was due to come, and that still quietness in the air. And in a sense, I spoke about trying to read the signs of the weather and what was happening around me. Well, I must confess, it didn't rain. It thundered a little bit. It really looked promising. The weather came and go, huge clouds scudded across, and it certainly looked promising. And today it's looking even more promising, so maybe today will be the day. But reading the signs, we look at the weather and we begin to make a prediction based on logic and common sense. And I'm sure somebody got rain yesterday, just not me. But sometimes reading signs is not as easy as one might think, and yet one needs to read those signs. I'm sure farmers look at the sky frequently because do they plant, do they not plant, what do they plant, what is going to happen. We might look at the weather forecast. And here's a confession, I have 3 on my phone, and all 3 said it was going to rain. So I was in agreement with them, or they were in agreement with me. We all got it wrong. But again, we're all saying today the possibility of rain. So how do we read the signs? And not just the weather, that's a light interlude. What about the signs of the end of the times? We're in that little Advent, Kingdom Tide. We move to real Advent at the end of this month or beginning of December. And it talks about the second coming of Christ, the establishment of God's kingdom once and for all. God began through Jesus the establishment of that kingdom in the death and the resurrection and ascension of Christ, and we know Christ is coming again. What are the signs that you read? How do you respond to those signs? We've concluded that as far as the weather is concerned, it's not as easily predictable as we might think. And when it comes to things of God, it can sometimes be a lot more difficult. But we do need to read the signs. We do need to think carefully about the instructions God has given us and the commands. Do we follow them? Do we obey them? And of course, all of this brings us back to the book of Revelation, which speaks in its apocalyptic language of the second coming of Christ, and precisely how and when will be debatable, probably till the very end. But he is coming. Are you ready for him? Are you reading the signs around us, and are you preparing yourself? In chapter 12 of Revelation today, we've finished that chapter. It speaks of this massive earthquake, whether it's a real earthquake or some other titanic event. We don't know. But what comes through is that the people didn't turn to God. They cursed God. All these incredible happenings beyond human comprehension, and they cursed God rather than turn to him. And Scripture says, in fact, that they were meted out the punishment due to them because they did not turn back to God. So folks, what's your relationship with God like? Are you turning back to God? Are you reading the signs, as difficult as they are? Are you taking advice from people that you trust and Scripture? Or do you just go on your own merry way? Folks, a difficult question, but something that we do need to take seriously. So God bless, have a wonderful day, and we'll chat again tomorrow. Bye-bye.